There's a lot of leaf going on here as well. OK, Sarah, over to you, my love.
OK, I'm starting with, it needs to be a permanent ink pad like the StazOn that I'm using. And I'm creating, this is the laminating sheet.
OK, now out with the holly. Isn't it wonderful you get all three of these stamps for that one price as well? The holly, the candy cane and the ornament. Now,
with the laminating, you do need to be careful because it is a plastic. And so when you put it down, don't twist it like I did there. You have to be very careful because it can slide.
OK.
So it's just gently down and then a little bit of pressure.
So these laminating sheets, I mean, they are, like we were saying before, they're like sticky back acetate, aren't they?
They are, yes. That's exactly what they are. You can stamp on them, you can emboss on them.
But you just need to make sure you don't smudge.
Yeah, that's right, because it's plastic. It will smudge.
Again, you can see here, I mean, the heat sheet saving your work surfaces as well, not just for the heat, but for the stamping.
Well, that's it. You don't want StazOn on your dining table.
No.
It's a permanent ink.
Because it stays on, doesn't it? Yeah.
That's right. So just a couple more. And I think one more ornament.
So mixing and matching all three of those stamps that you get.
That's right. Now, then you need to leave that to dry.
How long would you need to leave it, Sarah?
I would leave it for about half an hour because you might go back in 10 minutes and touch it and it will smudge. So just leave it.
So make some more cards with your Stamp Addicts products and then come back in half an hour to this one. Like that idea.
So on this piece here, I'm going to do the holly for the main feature in the centre. Now, I want to highlight certain areas. Around the edge, you can see there's some spacing in the border, so I'm just going to put little tiny bits of glue.
So that's literally just the sort of the white bits in between the stamped areas.
That's right, and you just want to touch it with the glue pen because we want it very delicate.
See, this is why this glue pen is perfect. You do get it as part of the Essentials pack, the details for that at the bottom of your screen, but also, of course, as part of that amazing saver deal.
And the berries. Well, on the pen, it also tells you there are instructions. You can build up the flow by putting the lid on and off. And then to reduce the flow, you turn around and you press it in the lid, and then you go back to a very fine
And all
flow.
the instructions are on the pen?
Yes, they are. Small print, but they're there.
A lot of instructions on one pen. Love it.
OK, that needs to dry for a few minutes. And what I did, the background that I'm going to layer it on, I wanted a green, because I've stamped the holly in the green, but I couldn't get a paper to match. So I coloured the paper myself.
Ingenious.
With the ink pad, just the ink pad direct onto there.
OK.
You don't need to see me do that, do you?
No, fine. If you want to show me, you can show me. If not, no problem.
Right, well, as soon as this glue dries, then we can put some leafing on.
OK, now how long would that take to dry?
Now, it takes a few minutes. You could use the heat gun.
Or anything,
we could. Give it a gentle.
There's always a way. That's what I love about Create and Craft. There's always a way.
Speed it up.
Cutting the corners. Well, not cutting the corners, just speeding it up for the sake of TV, isn't it?
We're getting there. Because if you put the leaf on while it's still blue, when you go and brush it off, it will smudge because obviously the glue is still wet.
How long have you been working with metal leaf?
Oh, probably about 6 or 7 years.
Lovely little pot of leafy goodness here. It's wonderful.
Well, what I can do, while that just finishes drying, I can do the laminating sheet.
OK.
Now, this one, I want to use a complete sheet.
OK, now look at the colours of these sheets, everybody. Am I all right to just hold that up slightly?
You can try.
Or is that tempting fate? I just think, I mean, look, the colours are just beautiful. How wonderful is that? If you would like to go for the sheets on their own, don't forget we have got a selection of 4 packets of the sheets for you. You will see the details for those in just a wee while.
So I'm going to peel off the backing of my laminating, and I'm going to place that down there. You can either take the laminating to the leaf or vice versa. It doesn't really matter.
Do you have a preferred method? Because I'm hanging off your every word.
Normally, I'd put that straight on there, but there is a lot of static and it's very delicate. So you won't always get a flat sheet, but it doesn't matter because you can always cover the bare bits. I tried this yesterday and it worked. So let's see if it works today. Stick it on.
It's looking good to me.
And you can see there's a little bit at the bottom I missed, so you just pull off the excess.
So this is the great thing, because if you do miss a little area, no problem, you just fill it in with the bits that are hanging off the edge of the sheet.
That's right, and it doesn't seem to affect the look of it.
Because even though it's very delicate, the metal leaf, I mean, you can be pretty gung-ho with it as well, can't you, when you're rubbing it in and
well,
stuff.
that's it. Now it's on. I just want to smooth it down. smooth it down, get rid of any
I love those
air
colours.
bubbles.
It is quite mesmerising, isn't it?
It is. And they're all different.
So every sheet is going to be unique, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. So you're going to get a different look every time you make a card.
Well, see, that's wonderful, because, I mean, if you are sending cards to people, you want them to be unique. You don't want somebody else to have made the same card, do you?
Well, no. And you're sending lots of cards out. You get bored if they all look the same.
Yes, exactly. I mean, the thing is with metal leaf as well, I mean, I think you'll agree with me here, you can guarantee that this card is, well, you know, this card as is at the moment, is going to be standing out from the mantelpiece, isn't it? Because it really is going to look different to, I think, everything else around it.
I think it's going to catch the light.
I will tell you a little secret as well, Sarah. Even our non-particularly crafty staff members are like now saying to me, oh, isn't that brilliant? It looks lovely. And that's the great thing, because it is so impressive, I think, for everybody, isn't it?
And then I just find some small pieces and...
So this is for the hollyberry leaves and the outside.
That's right, yep. Just rub it on. And then with my little brush.
And then explain about this brush again for people that may be just joining us. Is this a specialist brush?
This is called a colour duster, which we use it for various techniques with paints and different backgrounds, but it's not as harsh as a stipple brush, where using a stipple brush on the leaf is going to strip the leaf away.
So if people want to get this kind of brush, am I right in thinking that, again, this is something they can get here at Create and Craft?
Definitely.
Lovely. Again, Stamp Addicts on the website or on the phone lines when you're speaking to the operator, and fill your crafting box while you're there.
Right, now I'm just going to stick these on top for some extra colour. Yeah, I think so.
And then the little foam pads on the back. I do think it's wonderful. I think gold leaf, or the metal leaf, I mean, whichever colour you're using, it's not something you can ever get bored with, is it? Because it is always different.
That's right, and you've got all the different colours to choose from. So it's not just for Christmas.
OK.
Bit of trio.
That's a nifty little bit of kit as well, that trio, isn't it?
I love my trio.
I know what I'm going to be doing after the show. I'm straight on that website.
OK, some of this on here. And then I can place this on my leafing.
OK. Now, obviously, because you're not placing it on the actual leafing itself, because the leafing is on the underside of the laminated sheet.
That's right. I mean, you can do that. You can just have a sheet of leafing and put your image on there. But
you can. It's not going to come off.
It's not going to come off. No, it's stuck.
OK.
But I haven't tried stamping on it. Well, that's a very shiny surface as well.
Maybe something for the future, though.
Maybe, yeah.
Or the bits that we've put together
That's
already.
it, yep. And I just need a bit more trio on there, and this is all done.
OK, so, I mean, even with the trio on the gold leaf, it's not going to cause it to come off, is it? Because it is actually holding its form.
That's right. It's a very, very thin sheet of leaf, and it's all stuck to the laminating. So, nope, you won't get any coming off. There we go.
How beautiful is that?